Today I will show you how to use the Deco device to knit lace on the Passap. You can watch this video to see how to make the punch card I am using. First, rotate the rocking handle to its lowest position and slide the lock to the left side of the machine. I will move all edge springs to the left side because I will use the Tricofit device to make the cast on. For this demonstration I will use 80 needles. I am using 2 strands of acrylic yarn for this project. If you don't have a Tricofit device, you can click on the info card to learn how to make a chain stitch cast on. Now I will insert the eyelet into the jaws of the lock. Place the edge springs on the last working needles. If you have used the Tricofit device, don't forget to put the 2 rightmost needles out of working position. I will raise 2 additional needles on the back bed at each end of the knitting to make a long stitch which will prevent the edges from curling. Both end needles must be on the back bed of the machine. Set the front lock to N and the stitch size to 5. Then set the back lock to CX and the stitch size to 5. Insert the black strippers and knit several rows to make the border. Now attach the card reader to the front bed. Insert the card until you hear a click. I will use a single repeat card so I can easily see when the first repetition of the pattern ends. Now raise pushers under all needles in working position on the front bed. Push the trip cam for the row counter to the left as far as it can go. Slide the Deco device to the right, set it to 2 and slide it back to the left. I won't transfer the end stitches, so I will put the leftmost and the rightmost pushers in resting position. Bring the pushers that are in working position all the way up using the orange ruler. Now take the single prong tool and transfer the stitches 1 needle to the right or to the left. It doesn't matter which side you choose to transfer the stitches to, but make sure to transfer them in the same direction every time. Now make sure all needles are in working position and knit several rows. You can knit any number of rows. The more rows you knit, the longer the spacing between the holes would be. Now slide the Deco device to rearrange the pushers for the next transfer. You need to repeat the same steps. Bring the pushers in working position all the way up and transfer the stitches to the left or to the right. Make sure the needles are aligned and knit the same number of rows. When you reach the end of the punch card, you can reset it or you can knit the same number of rows to make the border. No matter which option you choose, you have to stop with the lock on the left side. Set the back lock to GX. Move the edge springs and transfer the stitches on the back bed to the opposite needles on the front bed. Don't forget to support me by liking the video. Now transfer the stitches on the right side to the opposite needles on the front bed. Make sure to put all needles on the back bed in resting position. Now knit the last row to the right. I will move the edge springs because I will use the Tricofit device to make the cast off. I have a video about the Tricofit device, so you can watch it by clicking on the info card. It's a very cool gadget to have. If you don't have the Tricofit device, you can watch this video to see how to make a single bed chain stitch cast off. If you are using the Tricofit, don't forget to wind the yarn around the leftmost working needle and pull the yarn tail through the loop. Now you can remove the knitting from the machine. This is the final result. I knitted 2 rows after every transfer at the ends of the piece and 4 rows in the middle of the piece. You may use the latch needle, attach a fringe to the edge and turn it into a table runner or a mat. By the way, did you spot the mistake? If you want to avoid such mistakes, you need to use lifelines on the knit rows. That's all for today. Have a nice day and see you in my next video.